Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. Hello there, boss. It's literally like every time it hits night, I see at least 3 bosses at this point. Anyways, hello. Last time we did a little bit more exploration into uh a little bit more exploration into Ars Nouveau. And basically went over some things that happened between episodes, like I worked on that little hut right there for the little shed. When we were just in there, it looks a little bit different now. We'll go over that in a moment after we deal with our boss friend. But we now have some new summoning magic. So if we pull out the book in a moment, we'll be able to summon either horses or a dog pack to come hunt with us. Ooh, ow. A fiery helmet. That's pretty cool. Let me get to the water. I figured I was going to get off. I figured the fire was going to go out before we actually made it, but whatever. Anyways, I'm just gonna pop inside real quick so we're a little bit safe and go over what that thing just dropped. But, as I was saying, in our spellbook now, we have horse and we have wolves. And then after that, we went ahead and made the enchanting apparatus, which allowed us to make the Dominion wand, which apparently this thing will work on mobs and make them act differently, maybe become our friends, maybe become our familiars. That would be pretty cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's just a flat upgrade. Yeah, that's going on immediately. Plus oxygen time, minus burning time, mana regen, and it's got socket spots. Should really look into those. So that's just a flat upgrade, might as well. Anyways, as you can see, ooh, I just noticed the diamond pickaxe we got there. 2.75 luck? Isn't Fortune 1 only +1? Isn't that just really, really good? Has iron effectiveness against all blocks. Cat, no, what are you doing? 1 second. There's a decent chance I'm gonna have to stop stop again in a moment to kick out a cat, because she decided to start scratching at the back of my monitor. Cat, you are just going to lay down in the window, right? I think she's behaving for right now. That could change at any moment. Anyways, we made the enchanting apparatus. It's over there. I should run back. I should run over to the teleporter so that we can go home and sleep for the night. But this... Of course it's an epic one. If it was a rare or an uncommon, I was just gonna keep going. But no, it had to be one that I actually want to beat it up. We also did move up in world tier as well, and we're approaching the next one. That pickaxe is going to break our armor pretty well. Oh, go away. Come on. Where? Oh yeah, I can just do this. Really? We need to explore and find the mage towers so that we can get whatever the, relic or whatever that makes it so that you can't get interrupted. I know it exists and I definitely want it, because it's pretty hard to actually do something when you keep getting stopped when you cast a magic spell. That's definitely the wrong button. Wolves. Get him, my puppy friends. Get it. Sorry, puppy friends. We now have summoning sickness because we summoned our wolf friends. But, actually, they're doing pretty well at distracting it so I can get the extra hits in we need. Or not. It was going okay. Fireflies. Wait, why on earth would you target the puppy with... Why on earth would that target a tamed pet of mine? That doesn't make much sense. Anyways, our pillager friend is almost dead. Gotcha, cool. That was tougher than it needed to be. And the epic pair of loot we got was just an epic gold helmet. That's not very interesting. Like, even if it's really, really good, enchantments and whatnot, it's still just gold. That doesn't... That kind of defeats the purpose of getting cool, rare loot. Anyways, it turned daytime anyways. Well, we can summon horses, and we can summon wolves because of a tier 2 glyph that we made. Then we made this thing, which allowed us to get mage or to make mage bloom seeds. So we grew some of that and actually have a little bit more growing here, though none of it's ready, which get turned into mage bloom fiber, which, the wrong one, is most of it. Ooh, trinkets pouch. I'm gonna assume that's just some extra inventory. Some of this is mostly just cosmetic, although some of it is used for familiars, but we used it for blank parchments, which basically you make a blank parchment and you go over to your spell table, you put down you put down one of the blank parchments on there, and then if you right click with the spell book, it puts the spell onto a spell parchment. Right now we just have summon horse, which summons 4 horses. So that was kind of accidental. I didn't quite know how it works. So, and then if we put like runic chalk or whatever, we can make basically a summon horse landmine, where if something walked over a spot or something, suddenly horse. That's there are definitely some things that would be much more interesting when it comes to that, but as it stands, that's what we could do with it. Although I don't know how to make that chalk yet. That's something to further look into. But I do definitely want to figure out how to get familiars going, so that might be the goal for today. Because we also made the Dominion Wand, which I went over, and this thing is used for probably taming. I know it works, it does something to the Ars mobs, but I have no idea what. Anyways, between episodes, I definitely got distracted. I moved over a lot of the chest and whatnot. It's a little bit cleaner over there. I basically set this up a bit more, moved all the seeds into the chest out there, all that good stuff. But the main important thing is the actual kitchen. So there was a whole bunch of clay under the water there, so I just went diving, grabbed a whole bunch of it, and turned it into terracotta, which was all we were missing to make all of this stuff. This is basically 3 stone terracotta and a crafting table to get the cooking table, which basically lists everything we can make. The sink is in a bucket of water instead of crafting table. Kitchen connector with 6 terracotta. It's all really easy to make once you know what you're doing. It's it's effectively just the same recipe for all the different things. It's just changing this piece right here. But now we have a full working kitchen. We already had most of the cooking tools. This one just has a stack of all the various things we already have. This one has some salt and a cutting board. Here's the oven, and it's all set up. There's only some minor meat things currently in the fridge, but we could go through here and say, I want a whole bunch of bread, and then we can either make it with the bakeware and a dough, or just 3 wheat. Can we make a dough right now? I don't know how to make wheat dough. I need to actually close out of that. So I would basically need to make a bunch of dough if I wanted a bunch of bread, the cheaper option. Um, Recipe for this cat. Can you just stay put for a moment? She's now peeking over, just staring at me like she's gonna jump over the monitor, which would be kind of terrifying. Anyways, create dough needs wheat flour. Okay, can't make that one. That one is 1-to-1, so we can make that wheat dough pretty simply, and that just gets cooked in the bread. So we could do that pretty simply. That's probably better. Cookie dough, bread dough. I can't make that one. I'm just trying to see if there's a cheaper option here. Wheat flour, specifically the Mr. Crayfish wheat flour in water gets this dough. That's not going to work. This dough. Salt, flour, mixing bowl. Okay, hold on. That's probably the cheapest one. Because flour, I can just do, I think a stack of basically something. I think soy will actually work for this. I think I could do soy flour. That's not what I meant to do. Nope, still not what I meant to do. So this should be soy flour. Yes, it is. So from there, I just need salt. And can I just do a stack of that one? I can. And then uh, basically I can do dough. This dough from Pam's Harvest Craft. I have 2 stacks of it. And then this dough, how does it get put into bread again? It's just a bakeware. Okay. So I could just make 2 stacks of bread right then and there, and then that will get used for further foods at a later point. So That's... Or I'll just take a stack with me. I'll turn some of it into better food in a moment. Probably should have thought of that a bit more, but it's... We definitely have options now that we have this set up properly. It's probably going to be much better. Toast is 2.5, but much better saturation, so that's probably worth it. And plus it's silken tofu. And it's 2 per. Or is there a better way to make toast? There's a toaster I could have made that could probably do this for free. Toaster, any butter or silken tofu, any bread, and then a skillet. Cool. How does a toaster work, though? Requires power. This one magically turns bread into toaster. It magically turns bread into toast. I just need a lava bucket, basically, and we could do that. So, I don't know. Probably worth it to go grab a bucket of lava and make a toaster real quick. Not entirely sure where I'm going to put it. I'll deal with that later. I just wanted to showcase the kitchen a little bit. I'll just take regular bread for now. We do have a bunch of basic chicken sandwiches still, though. Anyways, we need to research familiars a bit more in a moment. Also, I'm about to give myself bad omen. This is a bad idea, considering our main base exists. Oh yeah, ominous potions. That's how this version works. You know what? I forgot that this is 121. And I'm actually very happy for that right now, because that means we can head back home just fine still. Well, we now have 3 backpacks, or 4 backpacks rather, for random stuff. Anyways, let's research how do we go about going to get a familiar. We looked at the very basics last time, but I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. Plus, let's upgrade the umbrella real quick. I'd realized I could do this at the end of last time. The softball, 6 times of the little propulsion and 1.3 seconds. That's probably the better option here. I'm not going to use this as a shield very often anyways. And then, the bunny slippers, it's basically just slightly higher jump boost, I'm assuming, because you can use it slightly longer. And the kitten slippers now have a new ability that we have to unlock. What exactly is this? Let's see. Oh, I see. So there's an outer thing here that's gonna go like that. And then is this supposed to be like a jaguar or something in the middle? What is this? Let's see. Obviously that's gonna go like that. I'm gonna assume that's wrong then, so detach it. So like this? There you go, 9 lives. Has an 8.3% chance to save the player from fatal damage, leaving them with 1 hit point. That's actually really cool. So we have an almost 10% chance. We have a 12.5% chance every time we would die just to say no. Okay, that's really good, actually. And the snorkel, it now has 11 seconds of water breathing, which is pretty nice. But you can level up again. Oh, we don't have enough levels. Okay, I would have to steal a couple more out of the backpack, which 1, 2, 3, do that, I guess. This is probably worth it. And then what else would I upgrade? The Obsidian Skull? I mean, the Obsidian Skull upgrade is also very nice. That would give us 3 seconds of fire absorption. You know, that's probably better. And again, we're missing a bunch of levels for that. So let's just do that. And we're going to stop pumping for now, so that we can go through this a little bit easier. Because this has more upgrades to do, and we definitely want to. 3.7 seconds of fire immunity. The snorkel is going to go up to 13 seconds of water breathing. And the digging claws can be upgraded for extra 9% digging speed. That's probably good enough to use levels on. Vampiric glove, leather belt doesn't matter much. I'm probably going to replace the reflecting necklace as soon as I can. So it's just, do I want to upgrade the vampiric glove? Cat, can you please lay down somewheres? No, you are not climbing on my keyboard. 14% of our damage dealt gets healed back to us. Okay, I think I'm good with that. We're just going to store the rest of our levels. Cool. Why did that leave us with 4 levels? Why didn't those get stored? No idea. So, our artifacts are a little bit better upgraded now. It definitely sounded like a seal there for a moment. Why am I so bad at speaking? I know exactly one language. Anyways, let's go sleep through the night. And before we go anywhere, I'm going to grab the tattered notebook. I create a bunch of more source gems between episodes too, but I need to read up on how to get a familiar going. This cat keeps worrying me because she keeps disappearing and then reappearing too. Like, this cat just is a menace. Anyways, there is probably new stuff in here I can look at too. Cooking for blockheads is just those. I did see a couple of pop-ups about as soon as we make the Paxel, we'll get the digging claws, which is just some free levels. Anyways, I did see a couple of pop-ups between episodes. Cat, do you want to get kicked out of the room? Can you please just lay down and be calm? Anyways, the enchanting apparatus was actually here. Ooh, free source jar. A magic mod, how fancy. Ars Nouveau is the mod we'll be using to craft together unobtainium and ultimatium. The enchanting apparatus is a multi-block, which is used for many recipes here currently. Start with an arcane core, then put the enchanting apparatus on top of it, and then place the pedestals around it. Then you can place the items onto the pedestal in any order, have source nearby, and place the source gem in the apparatus. It will start. Then you will have crafted your unobtainium ultimatium alloy ingot. Okay. So, piglet hearts. The essences are actually surprisingly easy. It would just be the unobtainium and the ultimatium, and whatever these piglet hearts are from. I'm gonna assume they're from the piglet. Cool. And then it will give you a free one, which would just be a free alloy ingot. Okay. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that those were going to be connected like that. All ATM stars still has some stuff in it. Where is food and farming? Does this have kitchen stuff in it? Yes, it does. Okay, so free bread, a free bucket, a free something. Come on, I know it gave me an extra thing. Saddles, that wasn't helpful. But the sink gives infinite water. It's a sink. The oven cooks stuff. Ooh, Enderium ingots. That's probably cool. Then you can upgrade cow in a jar, heating upgrade. Apparently I needed to make 2 of these to get a free one and the thing. And then there's the above cabinets I also needed to make. But I made a fridge as well, so there is advanced oak beehive. Again, that's probably pretty important. Anyways, I was in here to look at ours, and then I got distracted. There is magic. Here it is. These are something to do with the familiars, but they don't quite explain. They're just like, oh, get this thing, and it will, get X item, and it will give you rewards, but it doesn't explain anything about them. They all seem to require one of the tokens for whatever it is. This one needs seed source. Okay, we can make the Drigme charm right now. Like, I could do this no problem. It's just, what do I do with it? Other than complete the quest. Source spawner with a focus of summoning and a conjuration essence. I'm gonna assume a source spawner works to summon things using source. So that's probably a pretty good bet if I had to guess. I really need to figure... I really don't quite understand how these familiars work. I just want summons. There's summon familiar. To begin summoning familiars, you will need to obtain a bound script of the entity you wish to befriend. These can be obtained by performing the ritual of binding near a relevant entity. See the full list of eligible entities in the familiars section. Okay, so you do the ritual of binding, and any mob nearby on this list will become your familiar. Okay. So bookworms, I'm gonna take a guess and say that you spawn in the end because dragons and whatnot. Amethyst golems, I believe you create with budding budding amethyst shards nearby and then something happens. Dragmies are a spawn in forest. Flare cannons are maybe a rare spawn in the nether, if I had to guess. Starbunkles I've seen this up a couple of times. Whirly Sprigs I've seen, and Wixies I think I've seen. Well, what does what? Whirly Sprigs will reduce the cost of elemental earth glyphs by half and grant bonus saturation when consuming food. Obtained by performing the ritual of binding near a Whirly Sprig. Okay, you could be good. Starbuncle Familiar that will grant you speed 2. Additionally, using a gold nugget on the Starbuncle will consume it and grant the owner a short duration of scrying for gold ore. Okay, I kind of want a Starbuncle. A Siren will make your water better and make you better in the water. Flare cannons make fire cost less. And you can get fire resistance by feeding it. Earth spells and increase the amount of looting when splaying enemies. Okay, we want a Drigme. And I think we want a Whirly Sprig and a Starbuncle. I kind of want them all. So, a Ritual of Binding. I really do think there should be a button here to say, do X item. Sanctuary. Oh yeah, that's the one that makes it so enemies can't spawn. Ritual of Binding. I should have just looked up Binding, because everything talks about rituals in this mod. That was a mistake. So, Binding. Here we go. The Ritual of Binding converts nearby eligible entities into bound scripts, used for summoning a familiar. For more information, see the section on familiars. Okay, so a blank parchment. I think we can clear a parchment, can't we? We have some extra spell ones I think can be cleared. Ender Pearl, Source Gems, and that. Okay, I don't know how many Ender Pearls I have, but assuming it is 1, we can do this one time. Is the answer, is it really not even 1? Did I end up using all of my Ender Pearls? Am I going to have to go hunting, or did I leave them over in a chest over here? I'm really hoping I left them in a chest, but it's appearing to be no. So, no familiars until we can kill an Enderman and get a thing. So, I guess we're going to the Nether is going to be the easiest place to hunt for these. Let's leave a source jar here. Okay. So, until we can make it to the end, hunting for Endermen is going to be best done in the Nether. I feel like there was something else we needed to do in the Nether, but I don't remember what. But, I guess we can go do this now. Is there anything else I want to do first? Is there any other summoning magic I can think of? I think most of the other ones we were looking at were tier 3. I want to say it was just the horse and the wolf for now. I mean, we could look at the other enchanting apparatus things. Tier 3, wolves is 1, you're 1, you're tier 3. Okay. Get summon Wildens. I kind of wish we could make them our friends. Summon animals. Technically summoning, but not really what I'm thinking. Channeling. The Incinerator. Book of Binding Merid can be used to summon the Merid, the Ifrits. Okay, Occultism has familiars, so we're gonna want those. Mahu has familiars, but basically they're just little chunk loaders. I don't know, nothing else summoning very much jumping out right now. I do want a familiar, and if we can only get 1 right now, because I'm assuming we're gonna have a little bit of a hard time getting enough Ender Pearls for multiple, the one that gives looting, which was the Starbuncle, I think, right? Summoning familiars. Was it the Starbuncle? No, you give scrying. Was it the Drigme? Okay, it was the Drigme gives looting. That's probably going to be the best one to get. So I'm going to pop over to the to the Nether real quick and go hunting for a couple of Endermen just so we can do the familiar summoning at least one time, because I do want to try it. And then from there, no idea what we're getting up to. Wow, okay. So, I'm glad I didn't just toss something super important. So the cat climbed on my keyboard and launched me into a lava pit. So that's awesome. And in a panic, I tried to save it and ended up throwing the pickaxe into lava. If I was one space over to the right, I was throwing away the spellbook. Yeah, the cat's gonna get kicked out here. Yeah, figured I'd share this one. Thankfully, we just picked up an extra diamond pickaxe. But, yeah, no more cat friends in this video. She is getting kicked out. What are you? I saw something on the map I didn't recognize, so I decided to come back this way. What is this? It looks like an Enderman, obviously. Crimson Forest Enderman. Thank you, swords, for doing the work. So, Jacob the Shimmering. If Jacob the Shimmering is an Enderman, we'll go track him down. Otherwise, I don't care. No idea where it even is. But, something I completely forgot might be an issue. The entire fabric of the Nether. I keep saying that wrong name. The entire fabric of this dimension has been changed with extra biomes and whatnot. So, the biome in which I would usually go hunting for Endermen is going to be a pain to find. No idea how I'm going to deal with this one. Hopefully they still spawn relatively commonly in whatever this blue biome is. But I'm not sure. What is this? Cobalt Anilium. Ooh. Well, this biome looks really cool, if nothing else. Is this another fortress? Oh no, it looks like part of a fortress, but it also... Okay, yes it is. It was just a bit strange. We do have some sort of cool tower, though. No sign of any Enderman, though, and not many mob spawns, period, actually. What is this thing? Kind of gives Bastion vibes in a way. It's kind of like a weird Bastion fortress. We already have that one. Oh, it's from Iron Spells. Okay. Otherwise, it wouldn't have given that sword. Ooh, that's a good chest plate. Yeah, I'm not really sure what this is. It feels like a Bastion mixed with a Nether Fortress. But I don't know. I'm getting minor Ancient City vibes. But I'm not entirely sure why. It doesn't actually really fit the same vibe as an Ancient City. I don't know why it feels like it does. Like, this feels like one of the little crossways that exist in those over, like, those little side pockets where you'll actually spawn the, things. Well, you actually spawn a ward and it has those little side, crosswalks over top of it. That's what it kind of feels like. Blessed Fiery Pants. Okay, those are going on. Our other ones are about to break. Well, the loot here is really good. And there's something down here. Up or down? Oh, we've got... I feel concerned going in there. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get jumped if I go in that room. Let's clear out the rest of these walkways up here first. This was not the goal. We were coming here to hunt for a couple of Endermen. I'm not entirely sure what has happened. Anyways, everything can go in here, minus the emeralds, of course, those go elsewhere. Did I just hear a bee? I could have sworn I just heard a bee. Anyways, thanks for the blackstone. Up, down, or up or down? Let's go down, just because the front seem... Well, this feels... that feels more imposing. This also gives trial vibes. That is a trial key thing. So, this was really not what I was expecting to get up today. Cursed Armor Stand. I'm gonna... these aren't going to activate until I do something, but they're totally going to activate and come at me. This place is so cool. Like, I have no idea what this place is other than it is iron spells. Get in, my swords. Did that activate all of them? Yes, it did. So basically, these kind of look like ancient warriors in a way. Ow, that hurt. Ow, I'm getting beat up. Get in, my fireflies. Get it. Yeah, now I understand why you hear the fireflies, because I summoned a bunch of fireflies. So yeah, understandably it would sound like bees. But why did I hear it before? Wow, these things can take a beating. I guess they do have netherite after all. There's a couple more standing. I probably shouldn't have activated these. I had no reason to. But I was kind of hoping they would drop their loot. That would be nice. I wonder if right-clicking them would have also activated them. Okay, yes. The answer is yes. The Presidents? And more Bun the President, huh? There were some interesting boss names. What does this situation need? More swords. Yeah, this is my favorite spell now. Like, if everything else is you're the last one, so might as well. Oh, there's 2 more, I guess. Also, it's cool that these ones actually have the animations as if better combat was in. Like, it's not, so it's interesting that these things can fight like this when we can't. Also, these ones have decided that I am the bigger threat. Meanwhile, the rest of them got stuck on the swords once they aggroed it. This is the first one that I actually beat on my own. Anyways, 4 pathways to go down. And then actually going downstairs as well. This will get us down into whatever that giant chamber is. And I'd rather save that, so... let's see. That way. Or there was also an upstairs in the first room that we skipped. Let's go up here. Oh, this is going to spawn an ancient warrior. Okay. So, this place is definitely interesting. Like, we should definitely fully clear this place out, because it's going to have a bunch of good loot, it's going to give us a bunch of netherites, plus it has a bunch of iron spells things. But this isn't what we came here for. We were here from familiars, not cool dungeons. And I can't exactly pass up on cool dungeons now that we're here. Hey, look, our reflecting spell actually worked there and did a thing. Thanks for this free cinder essence. You can go right away. So... Oh, this actually broke into the bastion. Okay, that explains a couple of things. Anyways, we got diamonds. Okay, that's really good. I didn't feel like going to mine for them. I've been putting it off, but I desperately need to at this point. Anyways, our swords are just going to do business here for a moment. Although there's 3 of them. I guess we're dealing with you on our own. There we go. Hey, look, I'm actually using a shield as intended, instead of just having it waving there, or waving it around, not doing anything. I totally blocked that in time. Ow. I wish I had some combat spells instead of just swords at this point. Like, how am I gonna get actual combat abilities? Like, so far, it doesn't seem like Ars spells can actually get that powerful. Like, the amount of amplifiers I would have to add onto damage or fire to make them actually worth it damage-wise, which is kind of a lot. Especially against anything with any extra health. Okay, that's this little side. These things will reactivate because they're trial spawners. I don't know. I really was not prepared to actually clear this out right now. Or to clear out any dungeons at that rate. I just wanted a couple of ender pearls. Now I am concerned to walk any further into this room. Oh, we're gonna do it anyways. Cinderous Soul Rune. So I'm gonna assume that somewhere's at the bottom of this, structure, down at the very core in like that giant room, we're going to get some sort of soul rune. And we will use it to activate that thing and do a boss fight. I could be completely off base with that, but I really want that to be the truth. Also, it's epic, so I should go and get it, but also I'm more interested in this right now anyways. So... there's probably a couple more side paths like the one we just cleared a moment ago. But this room... Oh, it looks so cool. Book stacks, which we could pick up with shears. Got loot barrels with Citadel Tome. Hold on, this says info to read. Is there any spawners in here or no? A letter warning of the ramifications of connecting souls. If the prime soul were to be killed... Okay, we got lore and what is this? A chained book? What are you used for? What if I try to use you? Um, hmm, that's that's probably important. Another chained book. Just papers and books in general. Disc fragments. Is this a different tome than the first? A ledger detailing trade with a Blackstone quarry. Okay, we're going to steal a bookshelf, or a chiseled bookshelf, rather. Wise wood bookshelves. Okay, these have... Have I just never looked at the whole Eterna thing here? Are these chiseled bookshelves? Like, if I tried to put a book on them, would it actually change anything, or do they just look cool? I think they just look like they have empty spaces. But I'm gonna assume there's gonna be a whole bunch of chests that I'm going to want to loot. Maybe I just mark this place and come back to fully loot everything later on. But are these just decoration blocks? Okay. Whenever I set up a mage tower, I'm going to loot this place for all it's worth. Um, yeah, this place is awesome. There's a little side path. Are there more loot barrels? There we go. Ruined fiery boots of the ocean? Oh, our other boots broke. World map for a Legion outpost? Okay. So that's probably important. Yes, 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 cool, whatever. There's bosses coming. I'll deal with you later. Actually, I probably won't deal with you at all. Another Citadel tome. Handwritten complaint about an interaction with a bookkeeper. Oh my. Heat Surge, we already have it, but that's a better copy. I'm curious if there's actually anything to do with chained books, or if the whole idea is just, these things are dangerous, never open them, and then there's legitimately not a way to open them. We already have a better route, so that one's not worth keeping. Research book detailing the process of collecting loose souls and experimenting on their use as a kind of fuel. I mean, that sounds like a different mod entirely. I don't think that exists in Blood. Well, Blood Magic is the one that exists in. I don't think that exists in Iron Spells. I'm curious if all of these are like little Easter eggs. They're supposed to be like, oh, you know, this other mod. We're talking about it here. Because that sounds like Blood Magic to me. Vampiric gloves we already have. Complained about an interaction with a bookkeeper. Again, we already have that one. Some of them feel like they could be referencing other things, but some of them not so much. I think I switched books. A notebook of architectural diagrams picturing a giant domed repository and a surrounding network of walls. Well, that sounds familiar. That just sounds like this place. I don't really need that, although maybe I should grab it. Oh, Claymore, I know there's a thing there. Can I open it? Thank you. A Legion outpost map, keep that as well. Books and paper. I think that was the last side. So I'm just gonna dump what I can in the backpack real quick, and that is a lot. Netherite scraps do not go in here. Those go in here, and you can go in here. Let's continue on. Yes, yes, enough of the bosses for a half second, please. Oh, there is a staircase down. I just missed it. Did I activate that or no? Yes, I did. That's a lot. Also, what are those blue flower things? Oh, there's also ancient armors as well, or the ones that you break to summon more. I'm basically just gonna get an army to deal with the army downstairs. Although my swords appear to be losing. Aha, they can't figure out stairs right now. No, swords, careful, don't knock them up to me. Ow. Ow, I guess one of them died and that spawned a new one. Also, my sword is like 3 hits away from breaking. Aha, I actually beat you in actual combat. Come on. You know, that reflection thing is actually doing a lot more work than I give it credit for. Like, when it hits big time. Oh, and our swords did pretty well down there. Obviously, didn't quite win, but... Didn't I have, like, 6 hearts there? Was I miscounting my hearts situation there? Or did that one just get, like, a big old crit on us? I don't know. Anyways, that place is really cool. Mm, our goals for the episode have just entirely changed. You know what? Looking at the time, that might be a pretty good place to end things off. I should have marked that place, but thankfully it's just at the it's just at the Bastion location near our portal to the Nether where we come in. But I do need a better sword. I know I had one saved to use somewhere. Here it is, this elusive ironwood one. I don't really have a better option, so that's the one we're gonna go with. Um, I'm probably going to need some sort of better setup to clear that right now. Our fire gear is good, but it's getting close to dying. Our good sword's about to die, so we're gonna get a new one going in pretty quickly. Our summoned swords are very good for this, or very good against them, but in large amounts, like we're facing in that room, it becomes an issue where they just get overwhelmed. So I truly do need some sort of better magical attack, and I just can't find one. I don't quite understand how to create a good spell when it comes to Ars Nouveau. I don't know, it's something to work on. I might have to workshop a couple of things between episodes, just look at what's available. Right now we just have Firebolts. I'm gonna assume Ignite won't work on them anyway, so maybe I just ditch Ignite and amplify harm like 6 times. That might do a little bit better, at least, to do a little bit of damage. But also, that's already like a sixth or so of our thing, just after 1, maybe even a 5th. So that becomes a little bit hard to use too. Yes, enough with the bosses. Like, I like the bosses, but they're a little too common for literally being uncommon, rare, and epic. But anyways, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. Okay, so I came back to this place so I could get a thumbnail picture real quick. Mind the blazes, they're more or less troublesome. They spawned in after I pillared up here. So, can I actually make my way back up here? Yes, I can. So this chest right here, I saw it as I was coming back to the, coming back over here. Technically, I was in creative mode when I saw it, but I went down there in survival mode, came back up just to do it. While we're right here, we might as well kill that thing. But remember how I said I wanted the charm from Iron Spells that lets you not get interrupted when you're casting your spells? So, yeah, that was just in that chest right there, the Amulet of Concentration. So, yeah, goodbye, Reflecting Necklace. I wish I had 2 necklace slots. That would be nice, because this thing is surprisingly better than expected. Or at least it showed it could be in this situation. That was a thing. Plus, it had this sand dollar-looking thing for a la Carquinos. So, give it a shirt, and it will give you this thing, which is used for summon animals, I guess. And, ooh, the charm for the a la Carquinos. I don't remember seeing that one on the list. Is that one that can be it's not one of the charms there. I don't think it can be a familiar. I don't think I saw it in the book either. Interesting. Maybe that's a different name for Siren in this mod, and there's just a little bit of weirdness going on with it. Anyways, might as well deal with our pig friend here, and just to get the good rewards out of it. I do not feel like getting knocked away. Oh yeah. You're a piglin, or hoglin, that's what it's called. So your knocks kind of go through shields. But while we're here, we're gonna loot this. I'm literally fighting an epic boss. These things are supposed to be rare. Stop spawning them right next to each other, please. One of you, another pair of cool boots, although much lower tier than before. And just take about everything. A free tablet of cloud shaping. I hope I didn't pass up on too many of those without even thinking about it. I don't think I did, but I mean, there's always the possibility. Anyways, I might go to try and hunt that other thing in a moment. Oh, that's epic. That's better, but I don't know. But I guess I'll wear the epic thing for now, if only so that we can also unlock the next tier for the thing, whatever it's called. Yeah, whatever the Apothic World tier things is. Anyways, might as well loot this last chest too. Ooh, free codex entry. That. Take the netherite nope, that's compressed iron. That gets me every time. Just take all this stuff. I definitely didn't mean to make this an actual little clip. It just sort of happened. But anyways, for real now, take care, everybody. I want to thank you all so much for watching one more time, and a special thank you to the channel members, Yamato Tanagata and Goddess of the Star-Filled Void. Thank you so much for the extra support. So now, without further ado, take care, everybody.